Well, hey y'all, let's bake a cake together. This is in our series of Cooking with Friends, and this is going to be my version of my good friend Farm Cooking with Nan's German chocolate cake, and you'll see why it's my version here in just a minute. I'm going to use a box cake mix because that's what Nan used, and it calls for 2 eggs. So I'm just going to break these in my bowl. Whoops. Don't drop it in there just like I did. And we'll break this other one in this other dish over here just to make sure I don't get any shells or anything untoward going. Alrighty. Now this box cake mix says to whisk together your eggs, milk, and oil until they are frothy. So I'm just going to get these 2 eggs at a room temperature because when you're baking, you really want to have everything room temperature before you start. So I have a cup and a half of just some regular milk, or as we like to call it here in the South, sweet milk, as opposed to buttermilk. So that goes in there. Now I don't use oil whenever I'm baking a cake. I use applesauce. And Nan used a stick of butter that was melted in hers. But just use your favorite, whatever you use for oil, yes, that's what you do. Let's just get all of that in there. Alrighty. Now, let's just get this mixed up. Now, what I use on the applesauce, these little containers, individual containers, are almost a half a cup. So I use 2 of these, and that'll be perfect. Now, I'm going to give this a good mix. Okay, that looks good and frothy to me. Okay, today I'm going to use this Krusteaz chocolate cake mix. Now, this is a gluten-free, but you can use your favorite, whether it's Duncan Hines or whatever it is. Just use your favorite. And I'm going to use this one. So there we go. Now, I'm just going to get this good mixed up. Okay, this looks good and mixed up to me. So let's just save this. Keep all that chocolate off of it. I got something else to do with that. So I'm just going to wipe down these sides. Make sure that's all mixed up. Now, what Nan did in her German chocolate upside down cake. Did I tell y'all what we're making? It's a German chocolate upside down cake. My version of Nan's recipe. Now I have a 9 by 13 or 13 by 9, whichever is your favorite, baking pan, and it is already sprayed. Use your favorite, whether you like to grease them or spray them or butter them or whatever. Now I'm going to use some North Georgia pecan pieces, and I'll put their link. Nan says a cup and a half, so I'm just going to eyeball it and put these on the bottom. You know, usually a German chocolate cake has all that wonderful icing on the top. And this, with all the crunchy crunches in it, so this is going to be on the bottom. That looks like, I missed a spot. There's some there. There, we want everybody invited to the party. Okay, now I'm going to use some coconut. Nan says a cup and a half. And I'm just going to eyeball that. Get this all over in here. And I've got my oven preheated to 350 already. And my husband is going to love this. German chocolate cake is one of his absolute favorite cakes of all time. And I usually make him one whenever he's going to deer camp. And so this is going to be for Valentine's Day. And he'll be a happy man. Okay, so I'm just going to take this batter and I'm going to pour it in slowly. I don't want to disrupt any of the goodness on the bottom. Sure we get all of this good stuff out of here all the way plumb. Okay, now what Nan says to do, you want to, don't disturb the good stuff on the bottom, but you want to scoot your cake mix where it's covering everything up. And this has kind of a surprise topping that I'm going to put on this. You go over there. All right, there we go. All done with that. Of course, you know you always start with your clean hands, don't you? Absolutely, sure do. Okay, now to this, I'm going to top this with some yummy stuff. So what it is 1 block of cream cheese softened and 1 stick of butter that has been melted. Put that right in there. Okay. And now I am just going to mix this up with my hand blender mixer until it is all together plumb. Try not to get any on me. Where's my apron whenever I need it? Okie dokie. And then Dan says to add 3 cups of powdered sugar. And I've already measured that out, and I'm not going to just dump it all in there at one time. I'm going to add it a little at a time. Get it all incorporated. And we're going to do the second bunch of sugar. And get this going. Okay, here goes the last of it. And I'm going to wipe down the sides to get all of that good powdered sugar. Put that all down in there. So that all invited to the party. And we'll give this a mix. Okay, now Nan says you take your cake, then you take your cream cheese goodness, and we're going to just put it on the cake. And we are not going to, let's see, how am I going to do this? Just do it like this. You don't want this stuff to touch the edge because she says it will burn. And so I was going to dollop it around and kind of spread it around, but you don't want to really incorporate it down into the chocolate cake. It just needs to ride on the top. So let's just kind of spread as we go. I'll tell y'all, I love that Nan. I love that woman. She keeps me awake on Saturdays when I'm driving home from the cabin. That last hour, y'all, I just can't hardly stay awake. And I'll call her up and I'll say, well, hey, sister, you got time to talk? You filming? And she'll say, usually she's not on Saturday afternoon, so we just have a good hour-long chit-chat. And I just love her. And right now, y'all, she's got the shingles. So if you're a praying person, would you please pray for her and her health and our discomfort, because shingles is nothing to laugh at. That's some seriously bad stuff. Put this around here. She always can tell. She'll say, well, I guess you pulled in your driveway. Or she'll say, well, I guess you're at Walmart because I don't hear your vehicle running anymore. You know, we all get by with a little help for our friends, don't we? And I have had more fun with this series that I'm doing, Cooking with Friends, just going through all my friends' videos on Facebook and YouTube. And I tell you what, there's just a lot of good food out there, y'all, being whipped up by a lot of good cooks. So we're just going to spread this around, being careful not to get to the edges. Okay, there we go. And it looks something like that right there. So I'm going to go put this in the oven. Knew I had to do that, y'all. Oh boy, that's some good stuff. The box says, let me tell you what the box says. The box says 30 to 33 minutes, but because we use this cream cheese stuff, it's going to take a lot longer. Nan says about 55 minutes, so we're going to do that. So I will see you back when it comes out of the oven. See y'all back in a little bit. Okay, we're out of the oven. It cooked about an hour. And it's a little sunken in the middle, but I think it's going to be delicious. So let's cut into it and see what we think. Because if Nan makes it, we know it is good. Let's just cut us a little piece right here. You know, that first piece is always the worst one to get out. See if we can get some of that good stuff off the bottom. Woohoo! Oh boy. Yeah. Get all that little good crummy stuff off of the bottom. Oh boy. Okay. Here we go, y'all. Look at that. Oh boy. I'm going to have to go put on my running shoes after I eat a piece of this. This is going to be delicious. So let's just get a little bite. See what we think. Y'all. Oh my gosh. This is wonderful. That cream cheese just kind of melted down in that cake. I have a happy husband whenever I'm going to tell, this is his Valentine's Day present, y'all. When do you get the man that has everything? You bake him a cake. That's what you do. This is a wonderful upside down German chocolate cake by my friend, Farm Cooking with Nan. And I tell you what, sister, you knocked it out of the park. It's so good. So if you're not following Farm Cooking with Nan, what you doing with your life? Go up there and follow one of my best gal pals. And if you're not following me on Facebook and on YouTube, click subscribe, please. It's free, both places, and you'll have some good recipes. So I'll see y'all next time, and I hope y'all have a very happy Valentine's Day. Bye, y'all.